Thank you for joining us. We have special thanks to our NANOG members. I believe the statistics at the beginning of the meeting said that about a third of our attendees were actual NANOG members. We're happy to have you guys especially. You're our favorite people. Thank you to the board of directors and to the program committee. Thank you to Day Harvey, who is our director of meetings, Sean Winstead, who coordinates sponsorships, Lee Brooks, who does the AV and everything behind the scenes that make us all work, Claudia Bristol, who is the controller, Elizabeth Drollett, who is typically roaming around with a selfie stick and interviewing people who are supposed to smile, Greg Newman, who programs our program committee tool and puts up with all of our inane requests, as well as the wonderful, fantastic, inimitable Valerie Whitcop, who has so far managed not to stab anyone, despite my best attempts. We have to thank Line Speed, Rick Alphen, Con Riley, and Nick Kukic for our network support. Our AV and live stream is, as always, coordinated by Clarity Experiences. Special round of applause for Ken and his team, please. If you have not had the pleasure of speaking at NANOG, first of all, please submit a presentation. Second of all, then you have missed out on meeting Ken. Everyone who has met Ken has talked about how wonderful he is and how wonderful his team is and how easy they are to work with. We have to thank our meeting support, Sabrina, Kristen, and Michelle from HGMP. We, of course, need to thank Future and Justin, our ombuds from Future of SEL, and Beth and Elizabeth from E3 Photography. Special thanks from me to them because they have learned by now that although I have no problem being up on a stage in front of all of you, I don't like having my photo taken. So we've negotiated kind of a détente where they are allowed to take photos of me while I'm on stage and not any other time. I appreciate that very, very much from them. And as Patrick mentioned, they are the ones who will do headshots for you if you are in need of having your headshots updated. Special thanks to our sponsors. Meeting host has been Knockix. Round of applause for Knockix, please. Our premium sponsors, AWS, Aaron, IBM, and VeriSign. Yay! Meeting connectivity sponsors have been Washtenaw Fiber, Cisco Meraki, and Juniper Networks. I was kind enough to remind myself in the slide notes that that was the last slide that I had to read names for, but I might keep going, who knows. The Espresso Bar Lounge was sponsored by IBM, and the network has been sponsored by Segra. Definitely not reading all of these, though. These are our Beer and Gear sponsors. I hope everybody got some cool stuff to take home. Who did Kelly's marble run race? Yes. Did anybody win the grand prize? Wow, that's sad. Okay. I stole cats. That's my only contribution. Our appearing sponsors have been Ionos and JPIX. Showcase sponsors out in the main area up here giving out stuff at breaks have been these fantastic companies. DEI Lunch and Women in Tech Mixer. One of those logos looks awfully familiar to me. We have not always had sponsors for women in tech, and we had about 30 fantastic, intelligent, brilliant women there, and we had a good old time mostly talking smack about men and not being interrupted. We had several sponsors for our social events. We have a virtual meeting fellowship and service sponsors. Now some meeting stats. I apologize to the people who did not know that they were going to be included in that slide. We have 97 women in attendance. That's 13%. We have 25 countries in attendance, 723 total attendees, and 182 first-time attendees. I see people taking pictures, so I'll pause. Thank you. Top organizations in attendance have been Nokia, Amazon, NTT, Juniper, and Kentic. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention the NANOG surveys that are available at nanog.org/surveys with an S on the end. Daily surveys are available for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can win a $100 gift card. And all of our presenters really like getting feedback. It's kind of depressing when you have poured your blood, sweat, and tears into a presentation up here and stressed about it, because getting in front of this room can be somewhat intimidating for people who are not me. So please send them feedback, validate their existence, tell them they did a good job. Surveys close on June 14th, which is on Friday. Our upcoming NANOG conferences are in Toronto, hosted by Toronto Internet Exchange. After that, we are in Atlanta, and we are in Denver, Colorado. NANOG 92 registration will open early registration on May 21st, standard registration August 20th, late October 8th, on-site October 20th, and we are still going to offer virtual registration that's going to be available for $100. The hotel room block information is available for registered attendees now and will be available to the general public beginning on August 20th. Val, I apologize, I have not been looking at the speaker notes. Our keynote speaker for NANOG 92 is going to be Jeff Houston, always a popular speaker. I know 200 of you are going to register based on his name alone. He's the chief scientist for APNIC. And we are also pleased to announce that Hugh Holbrook of Ultra Ethernet Consortium will be another of our keynote speakers. We're really looking forward to having him there. Our call for presentations for NANOG 92 is open, of course. The spotlight topic is going to be IPv6. We say that it's the spotlight topic because that's kind of the overall theme that we're hoping to go for. We are not restricting topics to only IPv6. You can present about just a bit anything as long as our attendees are going to feel it's interesting. We do have a slight preference for IPv6 topics if you're so interested in doing that. Yep, all that. Now, I've got more stuff to say on my paper. As you start to make your way home, please consider leaving your lanyard at the registration desk to be recycled. I was not aware before I heard, I think, Nimrod say that the lanyards can be recycled. So I asked the internet for some suggestions. Apparently, you can reuse them as handles for reusable bags, like if one of your handles wears out. Leashes for pets, if you have longer arms than I do. Bookmarks or pom-poms. I think the pom-poms suggestion is really interesting, and I look forward to being welcomed to Toronto by aqua-colored pom-poms at the registration desk. It is my pleasure to have presented the closing of NANOG 91, and I look forward to seeing you all in Toronto.